Hi, boys and girls. I've been listening to people read aloud from the article about the Black Lives Matter protest in Nashville, and I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback. Sometimes when people are pronouncing words incorrectly, it means that either they don't really know the word or they've only ever seen it written and don't know the pronunciation. So I thought I'd give you a little heads up. Okay, when you see 10K in writing, you have to know from context what it means. 10K can be an abbreviation for 10,000. And if I was reading it, I might say 10K, but I would usually probably just say 10,000. But it can also mean 10 kilometer, like a 10K race. Okay. For our friends who speak Spanish very well and are just learning English, I know that you know that the letter J in English is usually pronounced ja, but a lot of people accidentally make mistakes even though they know it's right. So just be mindful of it. Somebody might have said January and June, but that's not correct. It's January and June. Okay, this word, some people thought it was pronounced sh with a sh sound, but it's a ch sound. Chanting. This little girl is chanting, no justice, no peace. A mural is a painting that is painted on a wall, very often an outdoor large wall, but not always. It could be inside as well. And it's pronounced mural, mural, mural. A convenience store, if something is convenient, it means it's very easy to use. So a convenience store is like a little market. Now it can be like Cumbies or a 7-Eleven, or it can be a little privately owned neighborhood shop. Some people also call these bodegas or just the corner store. I always call it a convenience store, but I'm not sure that people in Massachusetts do that so much. Okay, this is a crazy word. Plead, which means like to beg. He was pleading for his life. So pleading has a million different ways to say it, which are all correct. It's one of those words that American people say one way and British people say another, but also there are different versions of the correct past tense. So in present, it's plead. They plead. I can't even think of a sentence with they plead. I plead guilty. There, I could think of one. And the past tense of this is you can say pled, and sometimes some people spell pled, P-L-E-D, and some people spell pled, P-L-E-A-D. So it's one of those words that you have to pronounce it differently depending on whether it's present or past. Or you can also say pleaded. So I'm going to say it's just easier if you go with the simplest version. So I plead. Yesterday I pleaded. I have just pleaded, right? But you need to know that when other people are saying it, it can be pled or pled. British people say pleaded. Okay, here's another one. So this is a regular verb, fill, like these people are filling the streets right here. Some words, somebody said filled, which makes perfect sense because some words do end like that, but that's not how this is pronounced. So it's fill, filled, filled. They filled the streets. And here's another one that's a little crazy. Kneel, knelt, knelt. I think some people also say kneeled, and I think that is correct, but go with knelt. Kneel, knelt, knelt. Bunch of people did not know how to say Minneapolis, so let's practice saying it. Minneapolis, 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 Minnesota. So Minneapolis is the city where George Floyd lived. It is on the Mississippi River. And it is the coldest of all the major U.S. cities. Look how far north it is. It is way colder in Minneapolis, Minnesota than it is in Massachusetts. Nashville, Tennessee. Some people didn't know how to pronounce this. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is on a river that's not actually that famous a river. It's called the Cumberland River. And Nashville is famous for being the home of American country music. So that's where all the country music records are made, mostly. So I hope this is helpful. Thanks.